Hello everyone! Welcome back to my Eternal Damnation, which is the Persona vs. Danganronpa series. The mini-series that was intended to be the season finale to my Persona content, but very quickly became a season 2. And also, low-key less of a ranking and more of a fan series, but whatever. In the last episode, we got introduced to our cast of colorful characters and got acclimated with some of the rules of the challenge. After a few days of attempted escape, thanks to some motivation, we were able to get one of the challengers to draw blood and take the life of another competitor. This unlucky student happened to be Futaba Sakura. And with that, we're currently on our way into the trial. Go ahead and grab your notebooks, 11037s, and a bucket of popcorn, because this is part 2 of Persona Danganronpa. So, Corduroy, now that it's trial time, you think you could cut me loose so we could get this show on the road?
Did you really think I was gonna let you attend that thing in person? I already have an assistant for that.
I will be boarding the elevator, Mr. Bear.
How many characters are you going to introduce into this fucking series before you just let me do my thing? I swear, this shit is so much simpler when it was just me and Adam.
I thought you liked new FNAF Adam better.
I can fucks with this. Quick! Better Adam! Inferior Adam? Why would I be worried? I have better new FNAF Adam. Or. Well, I did! At first.
Gosh, enough of your complaining! Look, you've been a good pawn up till now, so I'll give you a small reward. A item, do the thing.
Ow! You could've just untied me like a normal person!
That wouldn't have been funny, though. Anyways, you can use the monitors and PA system from here to stay engaged with the trial. If you try anything at all to escape, though, I've upgraded our funny friend's arsenal here.
Yeah, I got it. Terminate me on sight. We've done this before. Now get going. It's already been way too long since part 1, and people are going to get antsy if we take any longer.
That's the spirit.
And with that, the elevator finally finishes its descent into the trial room. It only took like over 3 months, but it's finally there. At this point, I'm going to be assuming that if you're watching this video, you already know the rules of a class trial, but in case you haven't, allow me to explain.
The rules of the Killing Game trial are simple. All students will have a limited amount of time to discuss the details of the murder. This can include evidence found at the crime scene, in the surrounding area, or even events leading up to the day of the murder itself. Students will be able to argue and debate with one another's accusations, but once the allotted time has run out, all students will have to vote who they think committed the crime. The student with the unanimous amount of votes will be executed. If the students correctly vote the killer, the culprit will be executed, and everyone will survive and continue to the next round. However, if they vote anyone other than the culprit, the killer will get to leave the game alive and everyone else in the competition will be executed.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna cover it. After the students are refreshed with the rules, they take their positions at the podiums, and the trial properly begins.
Allow me to explain the rules of the class trial. For starters...
Actually, the weird AI voice over the speakers told us what to do already.
What? Are you serious? But my exposition!
Save it! We have a limited amount of time, and we can't afford to waste any of it humoring your ego.
Look at that! Someone is on edge today. What's the matter, kid? Is that pesky conscience of yours getting in the way?
What? No! I just already deal with a cartoon bear yapping in my ear enough as is.
I didn't even say anything this time.
So anyways, I guess we've only got like an hour to discuss this, huh? Would the other ace detectives like to start us off? Gladly. Allow me to go over the basics of the crime scene, starting with the autopsy. Futaba Sakura was found murdered in the laundry room this morning at approximately 10:35 a.m. While we can't specify for certain, it can be ascertained that the cause of her death was the fatal stab wound through her back and into her chest. There was also blunt force trauma to the front of her skull.
Additionally, there were a few other key pieces of evidence left at the crime scene. Most notably, a kitchen hand towel cleaned in the washing machine, and the TV monitor that was originally in the cafeteria yesterday morning.
Oh yeah! I forgot that the TV was broken.
How the hell could you forget? You were the one who broke it.
Hey! I was just trying to use my head.
You were using my head.
I don't know. I thought the TV glitched and was some version of the Midnight Channel.
In the middle of the day?
Wait, the TV was glitching before you guys broke it off the wall?
Oh yeah, I suppose you weren't there at the time. We were all just sitting there eating our lunch when the TV kicked on. We thought it was that damn bear ready to give us another lecture. But it just started to flicker some weird footage of a town.
Huh. That's strange.
Indeed. But for the time being, I think that'll sum up the basics of the trial, and we can begin our discussion properly.
So, where exactly do we go from here?
I suppose it's only natural we start pointing fingers at one another, right? I'll get us started. I think the culprit was everyone's
I
favorite.
already know who did it.
What? Already?
How the hell could you possibly know?
Well, it's simple, really. All of us this morning were in the cafeteria, either eating breakfast or watching the Bears fight.
You mean watching me stuff it to that Frajarinpa?
Yarimpa?
It's a reference to 999.
Seriously, how the hell do you know all this stuff?
When he was the last one to come in.
What's up, dudes? So, what's going on this morning?
So you're saying that doofus is the one who killed her?
Hey, who you calling doofus?
Is that really the part he's taking issue with? It really is nothing personal. You just were the only one unaccounted for this morning.
Well, hold on a second. Surely he's allowed to explain himself before we jump to conclusions, right?
Of course, but he better make it convincing. Because, as a reminder, Futaba was a dear friend of ours, and we intend to get retribution.
Right. Anyways, Junpei, can you tell us what caused you to be so late this morning?
Right, yeah, wait.
I'm sorry?
I said
Excuse me, but you're going to have to speak up.
I said I woke up late, okay?
That's the best you can do?
And I thought I was a bad liar. And people say I hate on.
You do hate on.
No, I don't. I just don't have anything interesting to say. Would you let it go, please?
Oh, no, this is good. Honestly, this is one of the best alibis I've ever heard. So, what happened next, champ? Did you trip and accidentally plunge the knife into her back? Happens all the time, I promise.
Look, I'm serious! I've been so stressed with this whole situation, I couldn't sleep last night. I could have sworn I heard people creeping towards my door at some point. I couldn't fall asleep until way late in the night, honest!
Hey, is something wrong?
Huh? No, it's nothing.
So, dude, is that like really all you have to say?
I'm sorry, but it is! I swear, as soon as I woke up, I got dressed and went straight to the cafeteria.
Huh. Straight to the cafeteria.
I think I've heard enough to make my judgment.
Seriously, Haru-chan?
Yep, since Junpei can't provide any evidence to defend himself, what else am I supposed to think?
You can't just do that. Junpei didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, really? Can you prove it?
I believe we can.
We can?
Surely you haven't already forgotten what we found this morning, have you?
Of course not.
Then clearly, you know how to accomplish both your goals.
Actually, I think I know exactly how to prove Junpei innocent. Well, sort of.
Sort of?
Well, go on then.
Take a look at this.
That rag? So what?
What it means is that this was found completely clean in the washing machine.
But didn't we already say that we can't get much use out of it?
It's true. While we weren't able to use it to find any prints of blood samples,
We can use it to hone in on the time of death.
Yeah, exactly. This hand towel was completely clean by the time we found it, which means whoever killed Futaba had to have put the hand towel in there for at least 2 hours.
Wait a minute. Why 2 hours? It's kind of a small thing. Couldn't it just be done in like 15 minutes?
you would think, but for some reason, the washing machines in this facility only have one cycle option.
Hey, rebuilding this school after a decade wasn't cheap. We had to take budget-cutting measures somewhere.
Anyways, this at least clears Junpei of any current suspicion based on breakfast. There's no way he would have had time to kill her in the morning.
I also find it highly unlikely the crime was committed early this morning. He would have had to wake up, convince her to come to the laundry room, kill her, go to the kitchen, start the wash cycle.
All this to say, we just don't think Junpei could have executed this elaborate of a plan without alarming anyone.
Yes, exactly!
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I believe Junpei didn't kill her before breakfast. Sorry for derailing everyone like that. They sure are talking a lot more than normal, huh?
Believe it or not, this is what people are tuning in for. To be honest, I think people hated how much we talked during the last part.
But I'm an integral character. I even have my own dedicated Wikipedia page.
Everyone has their own dedicated Wikipedia page. Even Chidori.
I didn't give anyone permission to write that.
Okay, so not to pull too much attention away from the trial, but I feel like I should probably fast forward through this next bit to summarize it for your guys' sanity. After the group temporarily clears Junpei of suspicion, Naoto suggests that everyone recounts what they were doing yesterday to help establish some alibis. Everyone basically confirms that after their exploration of the day prior, everyone returned to have dinner and then went immediately to their rooms. And based on the previous discussion of the washing machine cycle, the group agrees it's more likely that the crime was committed sometime during the middle of the night rather than earlier in the morning. But alright, now that we've got that wrapped up, let's get back into it.
Alright! Now we're cooking with gas.
Are you going to do anything but complain?
Look, all I'm saying is we've supposedly got 2 ultimate detectives, and we've already wasted a quarter of our allotted time narrowing the case down to an hour time frame. And we don't even have a real suspect, much less an alibi. Barring Slugger over there pissing himself in the dead of night.
Hey, man! Like I said earlier, those noises were giving me the creeps.
Oh, I'm sure. But that's what I want to talk about.
No, screw that! Don't even bother with him, you guys. He just wants to stir the pot and waste our time.
Or he's trying to stall us from finding out he's the killer.
Maybe. But you can come to your own conclusions come the vote. So far, there are two things that are actually interesting about this discussion.
And what might they be?
Oh, it's simple, really. The fact that there are supposedly some mystery noises in the middle of the night. And why those two brats over there haven't said anything this whole trial. I mean, I can't speak for Frizzy Hair over there, but I know this kid annoyingly well at this point. And he's not the type to sit idly by when faced with a mystery.
You can't seriously expect us to buy this crap!
Unfortunately, Senpai, as much as I hate to admit it, he's right.
Huh?
Don't misunderstand. I'm not accusing our leader of being the culprit, but both he and Akira-san have been uncharacteristically quiet.
I didn't exactly know how to bring it up, but our senpai has been acting a bit more reserved than normal.
I must admit it has been a bit odd. Perhaps Joker for once is the one with something to hide. What an ironic twist that would be. But like, why? There's something you dudes want to share?
I'm detecting a logical abnormality in our current situation.
What do you mean?
It appears as if all group leaders are keeping silent. All of them except for our leader.
Wait, how could you tell who our leaders were? I don't think that's been brought up yet, has it?
No, not in such blatant terms. But I am able to detect a presence. Or, as Junpei-san would say, a vibe from them. Why is it that only Kotone-san is engaging in the discussion?
Well, I'm sure there's a pretty good reason as to why.
I suppose I can clear this up. Huh? Withholding this information for much longer is only going to complicate catching the culprit. Even you have to see that by now, Naraka.
The TV!
I'm sorry. Did you just say the TV?
Surely that has to be the root of the mystery, right? We said earlier it was bugging out and showing footage of some city, right?
Oh yeah, dude, the TV was being weird and Futaba was trying to fix it. But what is that?
We're saying that every one of us here has an alibi for this morning and late last night. But what if there was someone else we weren't accounting for?
Someone else?
Oh, this is about to get interesting.
So what? You see some B-roll on a TV and assume one of our old pals is kicking around?
Think about it. Why would Monokuma purposefully show us footage of some apocalyptic city and boardroom?
My data suggests that this could have been done to rile up the listing emotions. Anger, hatred, resentment, in the hopes of the following outcomes. Murder, betrayal, contempt.
Dude, we get it! What she's trying to say is he could have just been trying to get a rise out of us. Sure, that's possible. But why do it so sparsely? Even if we assume it was that other freak behind it.
Hey, what the fuck, man? I didn't do this!
Neither one of them does anything without some sort of flair or showmanship. It just doesn't make sense for them to be behind it.
So what are you actually proposing is happening then?
Well, I don't have all the pieces to prove it yet. But I believe that there's another student in the school with us. And they're responsible for the murder of Futaba Sakura.
That's ridiculous. We've searched the campus over dozens of times and there have been no signs of anyone else being here.
Yeah, and also, if there was some other student, how can we just assume they're the killer, huh?
That doesn't mean we should rule out the possibility. I mean, he does kind of have a point. It doesn't seem like anyone else has a crack in their alibi right now.
But that scenario is entirely hypothetical. Sure, it sounds appealing, but there's absolutely zero evidence to allude to an extra student on campus.
Hey, guys?
What is it?
Not to derail the conversation or anything, but I guess said something kind of weird back there.
She did?
You must be mistaken, Amara-san. Everything I have said up to this point has been 100% factual.
Well, maybe it was, but I think I might be getting confused on something.
I think we should hear what he has to say. We already seem to be at a wall right now anyways. I don't suppose it would hurt to clear things up. Who knows? It might benefit us in the long run.
I must admit, I'm quite interested myself. I wouldn't expect the little guy to zone out during such an important conversation.
Like I need to explain anything to you.
I'm sorry. Are you still mad about—
Jesus, we don't have time for this. Look, kid, just go ahead and ask your question.
Right, sorry. Well, I'm just confused by what Aigis meant when she referred to Kotone as our leader.
Seriously? This is what we're wasting our time with? I mean, sure, I've had problems with her being our leader in the past, but—
No, this isn't about a matter of respect or anything. It's just, I just assumed she was the leader of one of the other groups.
Why would you think that?
Well, because we've never met her before?
What? Dude, did you bonk your head or something? She's been around longer than you have.
I can confirm that Kotone-san is one of the earliest members of C's, only being predated by Mitsuru-san, Akihiko-san, and Shinjiro-san.
No! I swear, you guys are the ones who hit your heads or something! Because it sounds like who you're describing is Makoto!
Makoto? You know her?
We literally have never met a girl with that name in our lives.
Her? No, Makoto is a boy!
Oh, good for him.
That's not what I mean either!
What exactly are you getting at, Pipsqueak?
I'm saying that before this whole thing, I've never met this girl before. It's like you guys all had a different leader than I did.
This truly is a strange occurrence.
Well, even if it is, do you think that it's relevant to what we're dealing with right now?
Actually, I think it is going to be integral to solving this case.
You do?
And how do you suppose that?
Well, I suppose now would be as good a time as any to share a piece of evidence I've been holding on to. Wait, you mean you had shit without sharing it with us?
You really shouldn't be surprised.
I'd like you all to take a look at this.
So, you mean to tell us that one of our leaders are the killer? No way our senpai would do that!
And just where exactly did you find this thing?
It was just barely under the washing machine at the scene of the crime.
And why didn't you think to share this any sooner?
Because I felt it important to see how our potential suspect list would develop. If I shared this at the beginning of the trial, it surely would have led us to railroading our investigation towards them and potentially letting the real culprit get away. But considering our current speculation hasn't gotten us anywhere, and how strange the three of them have been acting, it only felt natural.
Please define the use of the word strange when referring to our leaders.
Gladly. Mr. Narukami has been uncharacteristically riled up ever since his spat with his acquaintance yesterday.
I prefer the term lifelong nuisance.
Miss Shiomi has been pretty well adjusted, all things considered, but got pretty quiet once the topic of this Makoto got brought up. And Akira was pretty much silent since the beginning of this trial. While sure it isn't all too abnormal for him, was trying to confess something earlier before Mr. Narukami so rudely yelled over him. And it seems like everyone else just forgot. Or of course, perhaps in a great ironic twist, the fabled Phantom Thief had a change of heart.
He has a point. Right now, this seems to be our best lead, establishing a motive for each one of you. Now, we just need to know what these secret objectives and rewards were.
Well, I suppose if it can't be helped, I can give some insight into all this.
Shh, wait, kid, hold on. I think my pal over here might want to flex his vocal cords of steel again.
Can it! Let the pretty boy talk.
Thank you. After the motive announcement yesterday, when I returned to my room, I found a pair of letters on my bed. The first one was identical to the card Akechi just presented.
Must have been weird to be the one receiving the card for once.
The second letter had both a bonus objective and reward on it. Here.
Whoa, a clean record. I'd kill for one of those. I mean, not literally. Come on, you know what I mean.
Senpai, you could finally get the false allegations cleared from you.
It certainly was an appealing offer, and I was sure to give it a shot. But seeing how much you guys were struggling, I decided it wasn't worth gambling our lives on it.
And what of the initial offer?
Even if I were willing to take a life to help my friends escape, why would I take Futaba's?
Well, maybe you guys coordinated it. She could have died in a noble sacrifice to save the rest of your team.
I don't think that's likely considering our present company.
Damn it! Dude, are you okay?
I think it's also about time you share with us what was on your...
Oh my god! Is he okay?
Funny. I thought he was supposed to be immune to Zeo.
What did you do to him?
Oh, relax. He's not dead. Why don't you go ahead and read his card,
It says that his bonus objective was to keep anyone from revealing any secret protagonist perks during the entire trial. The lesser reward is the guaranteed safety of Nanako Dojima during the duration of the killing game. Additionally, it stipulates if he fails to complete this goal, he'll be temporarily incapacitated for the duration of the trial.
Damn! So he was still worked up over Nanako's safety, huh? Can't say that's a horrible reason.
Weren't you the one that was goading him with that yesterday?
Wow, someone's got quite the memory. Well, little Miss Know-It-All, why don't you also remind me who asked?
Do not worry. I will look after him on the sidelines for the remainder of the trial. He's in good hands.
Damn! Wish that were me.
Stay focused, moron.
So that just leaves Katone, right?
Yeah, of course.
This is the part where you start telling us.
See, I would tell you what was on my card, but I sort of forgot. Yeah, sorry guys. I promise to do better next time.
You honestly can't expect us to believe that piss-poor excuse, can you?
Yeah, Katone, leader, whoever you are, that kind of is an undesirable answer. What?
It's nothing.
I don't mean to come off as rude, Miss Shiomi, but surely you wouldn't purposely omit important information about our friend's death, would you?
No, surely not. Bubbles over here has been the one rallying us together with all that wholesome and sweet power friendship crap. I'm sure she's got a totally reasonable explanation.
Come on, dude. You gotta tell us something. You're not doing yourself any favors staying silent.
What if her card had something awful on it? That's probably why he won't say anything.
No way a girl as pretty as Katone would keep that serious of a secret from us!
What the hell does her being pretty have to do with any of this?
I am detecting a significant increase in volume for most parties in the room. I will comply with the new means of communication. It was Kanji Tatsumi's fault.
What the hell? Why am I being dragged into this?
At this rate, we're all going to die.
I think it's time we drop the act. Is it alright if I stand here?
Sure, why the hell not? Not like Chadman is using it right now.
Sorry for showing up so late.
Late? Dude, we didn't even know you were coming at all! Also, who the hell are you?
It's Makoto!
Like I said, good for him.
That's not our Makoto.
I take it you're the other leader Ken was telling us about.
That's right. Wait, so all that crap about there being two Shiomis was legit?
I think we're all kind of missing the point here. I'm able to come to terms with us summoning crazy magic monsters to fight other magic monsters. Hell, I can even reconcile with walking, talking robotic bears. But how the hell are there two of the same dude, but one's a girl, huh?
Well, I was going to watch you all squirm around trying to figure it out yourselves a bit longer, but we're trying to get this out by the end of 2025, so let me explain. Are you kids familiar with the concept of alternate timelines?
What's wrong with him?
Oh, don't worry about that. If he's built like Adam, that reaction tracks.
I think we all understand it at a fundamental level. The idea that there are multiple realities with slightly different properties.
Are we seriously doing another multiverse plot?
No, come on. This channel might be created by a hack, but we're not that lame. Just stick with me and someone take notes so they can explain it to our slower members.
On it. Hey!
Essentially, there are two parallel universes out there that follow mostly the exact same events following the Cease team. The only major difference is in one world, Emo Bangs over there was born. Then in the other, missed 3 different haircuts. When we were choosing the contestants for this competition, these two were some of the most voted candidates. So, rather than picking one or the other, we just picked both.
Wait, people voted us in?
Whoops! Spoilers!
Putting a pin in that horrifying realization, how does that explain why this twerp is different from the rest of his teammates?
Well, to make things more entertaining, since since we knew that Kotone would be the star power of the duo due to her increased vote total, we thought it would be funny if we brought along one other person from Makoto's timeline.
Was there any particular reason you chose me, though?
No.
Okay.
So, have you just been, like, hiding this whole time?
Not quite.
Well, do you have your own protagonist perk card like the others?
Not exactly.
Are you the killer?
No.
He's quite soft-spoken, isn't he? Perhaps Kotone would like to illuminate some of the darker details here.
It's okay. Just do it.
Are you sure?
Yes. We don't have too much time left. They deserve to know.
I guess you're right. So, I have a confession to make. What I said before about not remembering what was on my card, that was a lie.
That might be the biggest shock of the trial.
The truth is, my bonus objective was to keep Makoto hidden until the end of the first trial. If I managed to do that, then when it came time to vote, I would get 3 votes instead of 1.
3?
That's an insane advantage!
So Little Miss Teamwork was trying to play the game harder than the rest of us, huh? You preach about believing in each other and trust, but you're so desperate to have the extra votes.
It's not like that! I was afraid if people found out that we had an extra member from our team, it would put a target on our backs.
Yeah, but the investigation team has an extra member, and we didn't think that.
Would you really consider that bastard a part of our team?
Fair enough.
So, like, where have you been this whole time?
I've been in Kotone's room. Shut it. They're literally the same person. I think. To be honest, I'm still a bit confused by the semantics here.
So, I also take it that you had to be sneaking him meals at some point as well.
Yes.
I thought as much. Then I'd like to propose.
I have a question as well.
Of course you do. You may proceed.
Well, if you guys were going to have this crazy vote advantage, why did you choose to reveal yourself, Makoto? I mean, I know Kotone was kind of choking a minute ago, but that's a pretty big risk.
Because I think it's time we share the whole truth.
There's more?
Kotone, listen to me. We tried it your way, but we have to come clean.
No. There's still so much more we can discuss. What about the glitching TV, huh? We still haven't solved that.
I don't care. These are good people. And I know you're trying to protect our friends. But I know you can feel it too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. The way their leaders feel about their friends. It's the same way we feel about ours.
The power of their bonds.
Whatever. Something like that. The point is, we can't let them all die so we can live. Sure, some of them are assholes, but most of them aren't. If you can't do it, will you at least let me?
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait!
I think I can make this easier for you. You can always correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I've solved the murder as well.
Seriously? I was about to solve it a minute ago, before that pipsqueak.
Go ahead. I'm not one for explanations anyways.
For starters, the person who I believe to be the culprit is...
What? No way! It couldn't have been her!
It's like he didn't hear the soap opera play out in front of us.
Hey, do you have a problem with me or something?
What? No, I just...
Hey, pipe down in the peanut gallery. My show is on.
As difficult as this might be to accept, I believe we have everything we need to convict Kotone Shiomi as Futaba Sakura's murderer.
Yeah, obviously. But why don't you explain it, for Teddy's sake? Yeah.
Hey, gosh, I barely said anything, and I'm catching so many strays.
Tell me about it!
Well, it's quite simple, really. Now that we know Kotone has had to keep Makoto hidden and fed this whole time, that places her at the scene of the crime during the estimated time of death.
How do you figure that?
All of us ate dinner at the same time last night, and all of us said we returned to our dorms not long after. If Kotone had to sneak Makoto food, it only makes sense she went back to the kitchen later that night, where she would have crossed paths with Futaba.
What about the monitor she was tinkering with?
Honestly, I'm still not sure. But I'm also not entirely convinced the purposes of the monitor will be relevant to this trial. We can circle back to it if we need to.
Sure, that's a nice theory. But it's all it is. A theory.
Actually, I have two pieces of evidence that support it. First, I'd like to remind everyone of Junpei's statement at the start of the trial.
I could have sworn I heard people creeping towards my door at some point. I couldn't fall asleep until way late in the night. Honest!
Junpei admitted to hearing someone walking outside of his door late in the night, and that would suggest that someone other than Futaba had to have been out late that night. And since no one has fessed up to being that person, it supports the working theory.
And what about the second piece of evidence?
It actually hasn't come up during the trial so far, but discarded in the kitchen trash can was a completely uneaten hamburger and a poured out cup of coffee.
No!
Is there something you'd like to share?
Well, it's just... It could just be a coincidence.
It's okay, Ken.
Well, it's just that hamburgers and coffee are some of Makoto's favorite foods.
I believe then, what our friend here is proposing, is that during the middle of the night, when Kotone snuck out to bring food to other half, she ran into Futaba. Some sort of altercation must have occurred that led to her taking her life, and in a hasty attempt to conceal the evidence, she discarded the food and ran back to her room. Is that correct?
Yeah. Now there's still some information we're missing, like how the actual murder occurred. But maybe Kotone herself can enlighten us.
Well, hey, come on now. Come on, dude, just go ahead. Pick your head up and tell them why they got it all wrong.
I'm sorry, Junpei. But I can't.
What? Come on, dude. This isn't the time to joke around.
I'm not joking, Junpei. They're right. I was the one to kill Futaba.
I get that you're angry, but you'd be wise to let her speak. We don't have much time left.
Everything Joker said was correct. I snuck out to bring Makoto some food when I thought everyone had gone to bed. However, when I got to the kitchen, I saw Futaba trying to mess with the broken TV monitor. At first, the conversation was pretty nice.
So, what are you trying to do with that?
I know it might sound a bit silly, but I swear someone was trying to send us a message. And I don't think it was some lame trick by those freak shows running this done to death game. If I can figure out what it was, I might be able to help everyone. And I don't know about you, but lately I felt like I've barely been able to do anything to help out. So this is my time to redeem myself.
That's so sweet. I spent the next couple minutes preparing the hamburger and coffee while she was explaining some of the more technical stuff about the TV. To be honest, I hardly remember anything of what she said. All I could think about was her passion about continuing to save her friends. I heard the subtle but suddenly deafening ticking of the kitchen clock as my ears started to become deafened by its noise.
We were running out of time. It was only a matter of hours before the motive would activate and we'd lose Koromaru. Worst of all, I knew there was a good chance Shinjiro wouldn't let that happen. I couldn't let them make a murderer out of him, or any of us. I had to do something. So then, I thought of the card I had received earlier that day. Hey, Futaba. I think there might be some more parts you could use to fix that thing. I bet we could take advantage of some of the machines in the laundry room and salvage them for some parts.
Holy shit! How come I didn't think of that? Pretty and smart. Makoto better watch their back.
Yeah. In my frantic and exhausted state, I thought she had meant our Makoto and somehow figured out our secret. I panicked. I put the food and some silverware on the tray I was holding. Here, I'll come with you and hold the door.
Hell yeah! Better save me some of that coffee because we're solving this tonight!
Sure thing. I led her to the laundry room and held the door open for her. As she had her back to me to set down the monitor and the rest of her supplies, I took the knife from the tray, dropped everything else, and plunged it into her back. After I stabbed her, she fell against the table and hit her head, knocking herself unconscious. In a rush, I quickly used one of the hand towels to wipe up all the food and coffee I dropped back onto the tray, throwing it in the washing machine shortly after to try and cover my tracks and hopefully drown out any noise coming from the room. I must have dropped my motive card somewhere in there. After that, I ran back to the kitchen, dumped the food in the trash, and sprinted back to my room.
Ooh, just in the nick of time, too, because this will conclude the trial. Please, everyone, refer to your voting tablets and vote for who you think the killer is. Though I suppose it won't be too tricky this time, huh?
And that was part 2 of the Persona Danganronpa series. Should I call it Persona Danganronpa or Persanganronpa or something else? I held a poll, and I didn't really get conclusive answers on that. Sorry, I don't know why I'm going off script like this. You're at the end of the video. Clearly you have this on as background noise. I could say anything at this point. So as you can probably tell at this point, this is going to be the end of the second episode, where episode 3 is going to pick up with not only the execution, but the start of the next few days of the game. If you like this series and you want to see more of it, I have to be that annoying YouTuber and just please consider checking out the Patreon. I'm trying my best to post more behind the scenes and bonus stuff on there, but I have been kind of lacking on it recently. But this series takes so much work between illustration, editing, getting the voice actors in the booth. It's a lot, and we're doing this on a shoestring budget right now, and I really want to finish this series, but it's getting kind of hard. Okay, I gotta rapid fire a few other shill things. The Discord, link in the description. If you want to join, speculate, be a part of that community, that's awesome. I made a Reddit in between this and the last episode. I'm gesturing with my hands in real life. I don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah, no, I'd like to think a lot of us aren't Redditors, but that's there if you want. Subscribe, yeah, do that. I really want to hit 20,000 subscribers by like the halfway of next year, and we're getting kind of close. But most importantly, if you haven't clicked off, because I know I've already lost like 10% of you when I started chilling, in the description below there is going to be a link to a Google form where you can cast some predictions and answer some questions about the next episode. But okay, yeah, no, I've rambled about everything I need to. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in part 3.